Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of The Fuckery, where you're disappointed but not surprised co-host. I'm Addie.
I'm Alex.
So we are finally back on another goddamn fucking hiatus.
I feel like this was the longest one, though.
Well, we'll talk about that after our guest, because there's a lot of catching up to do and a lot to divulge. Holy fucking shit, it's been a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Of
I mean,
misery.
That's a nice way to say it.
It's been a whirlwind of misery for me.
It's been a whirlwind of DBNS.
It's like taking it too far.
Yeah.
No.
Now it's like another level.
Yeah,
like
no,
God
now
hates
this is like fucked up. Anyway, so we have a guest on. Jenna is our guest. We're going to call into Jenna right now. Jenna is a Sissy Maid. So he's going to tell his story, her story.
Whatever.
It's a guy, but then it goes by Jenna.
Well, we'll ask him, what are your pronouns?
Yeah, okay. I'm confused. So anyway, I'm always confused. Anyway, we're going to call into Jenna, and Jenna's going to tell her story about the Sissy Maid. All right, guys, here's Jenna. Hey, Jenna.
Hey.
How are you?
I am good. How about yourself?
We're good.
Good, thanks.
So Jenna DM'd us a couple of weeks ago, I would say, about how he is a Sissy Maid. So I want to hear all about that background, everything.
All right. Well, I've always been into cross-dressing. I mean, my whole life. And along the line, going with that fetish, I've picked up a few more kinks, humiliation, femdom. And, I kind of kept it secret until my girlfriend or my wife at the time found out about my cross-dressing and had me come clean. And I brought up the femdom and the Sissy Maid fantasy, and she kind of just rolled with it.
How long were you married for? And how long were you dating her for before that?
We were dating for about 8 years, and now we have been married for 6.
And when did she find out about the cross-dressing? How long were you married for then?
Well, she actually found out about it 2 years into dating.
Okay.
Oh, and so she's totally cool with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's kind of really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because when you love a person, who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Yep. And I mean, it's not something we do full time. I mean, right now we have 1 day a week we play the Sissy Maid thing, and sometimes more than once a week, but for the most part, at least once a week.
Yeah.
Do you have a calendar day of it, or you just kind of whatever day of the week you're like, hey, you want a Sissy Maid tonight?
Well, actually, we do it on Mondays. We start on Sunday nights and go on to Mondays. My son stays over at his cousin's on Monday nights. So I work third shift. Sunday night, I usually go to bed about 8 o'clock. I don't get to sleep in bed with her. We have a little cot set up in the laundry room. Our master bedroom is downstairs, so I actually go in the laundry room. I sleep there. I get up in the morning, get my son ready for school. My wife works at 9, so he gets on the bus at 7. Then I have to go get dressed and prepared, makeup, the whole 9 yards, get her coffee and her breakfast going before I wake her up.
Wait, I want a maid to do all that for me.
Yeah, what the hell?
I have to say my boyfriend brings me coffee in bed every single morning, so I can't complain.
Not me, because I'm up at the crack of dawn.
So do you sleep on the cot as in that's where the maid's quarters are?
Yes.
Okay. Does your son ever question that?
No, he doesn't go in our room, and this is a locked room off the laundry room, so he's never even been in there.
Oh, wow.
So, and all we got in there is a cot and a little vanity table with some makeup on it and a little wooden closet where I keep all my maid clothes. So,
how many different outfits do you have?
I have 3 maid uniforms. I have a few dresses, tons of lingerie. I got my toys in there. That's basically about it. I got some heels in there, but I usually don't wear those when I'm doing my maid duties. I usually wear flats.
So, all right. So you're both off on Mondays, or you're just in the house cleaning?
I'm usually cleaning. In the mornings before she goes, I'll serve her breakfast. She'll check me over. During this time, I mean, when we first started, she used to, giggle and play along. Now she'll just be like, okay, girl, this is your chores for today. This is what I want done. And then she'll leave. I'll clean during the day. Usually when she comes home from lunch, I'll greet her. The past 2 years, she's let one of her friends, actually a woman I went to high school with, in on the secret. So she might come over and she'll go back to work and I'll go back to cleaning. And whenever she gets home, she gets home. There's some nights where I don't see her for the night and I have to stop and get ready for work. There's other times she comes home, she'll inspect my work, and I'll either get punished or rewarded or whatever she feels like doing.
This is amazing.
Where the fuck do I find somebody? Do you have a brother?
No, I don't.
God damn
Sorry
it.
to say.
Any sissy maids out there, Alex needs one to just clean up her house on Mondays.
Yeah, I pay like $100 a week for my cleaning
lady,
people,
I
for
know.
God's sakes.
To cook you breakfast in the morning,
Right?
make you coffee.
What the hell am I doing wrong?
Just get a house husband. Get rich and then get a house husband.
True.
And then they'll do all the work. So, okay. So what I want to know more about this friend. Is the friend like, do you do like chores for the friend too? Or is it like a sexual thing with the friend?
The friend, no. Well, when I before she brought Miss April home, I usually greet my wife on my knees at the door when she comes home from lunch. I'll have her tea ready for her. She used to give me like chores, like when she came in the door, I'd have to kiss her ass. And then she'd get up or I'd get up, I'd go back to cleaning unless she wanted me to come give her a foot rub or have me come give her oral, or sometimes she'd just bend me over her knee and spank me because there was something she didn't like.
There was a dust speck on the countertop.
You left a dust bunny on the floor.
Yeah, I wasn't making good enough progress during the day.
Well, step your game up.
Yeah. When Miss April came over for the first time, I was kind of shocked. She discussed it beforehand. I'm not allowed to question her when I'm in my maid role. I didn't know who she was going to bring home, so I was kind of shocked. So I kind of froze. I mean, Miss April was laughing at me, and I didn't greet her and my wife properly, so Miss April got to watch me get spanked, and then my wife kind of just showed me off. She keeps me in chastity, so she got to see that. My underwear, everything else. And then I was able to give Miss April a foot rub, which I enjoyed. So nothing sexual. The most I've done for her was suck on her toes. And like I said, now I kiss her ass along with my wife's when she walks in the door.
Like actually like lips to butt cheek?
No, usually it's just over her pants.
Okay.
So I've been to her house now 6 times and cleaned for her. I've been loaned out.
Oh.
Does she pay you, or it's just
you just like this? It just fulfills your need.
I get usually like a used bra or used panties or her used gym socks as payment.
Okay.
I also have a water sports fetish, so sometimes she'll like pee on a pair of panties or pee on her socks, and that'll be my payment.
Wait,
So,
I've never heard of water sports before. Is that what that is? Where you pee on something and you give it to
Yes.
them wet?
well, water sports can be, pee directly on you, or it's basically pee
Oh,
play.
I never heard that
I've
term
never heard
before. I've
water
heard of
sports.
golden shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
All right, all our listeners, there's a new term for you, because Alex and I sure as fuck have never heard that before.
Now I'm excited
Yeah.
about it.
Want to go play water sports?
I enjoy it. So my wife really doesn't. So that's the only time I really get something like that from her, or if I, can find somebody off the internet, which I don't do much to get something from.
Does your wife know about the internet stuff and she's cool with it, or she doesn't know?
She laughs about it.
Okay.
She
sounds
when
cool
I get,
as shit, honestly.
Yeah. When I get like a pair of panties from Miss April, like my neck, she'll gag me with them and make me work with them in my mouth. So
let's hope Miss April doesn't have skid marks.
So far, so good. So
good,
as far as I know.
So this goes on for an entire day, basically.
Yes.
And then go
back to normal, like Tuesday through Sunday day.
Well, sometimes she'll keep me in chastity. Like I said, it depends on the punishments.
Okay.
Sometimes she'll make me like sleep in a dog bed for the rest of the week downstairs.
What if your kid comes down though?
We usually lock the door. So if we're doing something like that.
Is your son young? He's not like a teenager where he's going to catch on, right?
No, he's younger.
Okay. So the teenagers, they just find everything out.
Yep. Yeah. And we've already had that discussion. So
yeah, like he's going to find out if we keep this up later on in life when he's like 16. He's going to open that laundry closet up.
Yep.
So, okay. So you sleep in the dog bed for like a week sometimes?
Yeah, if she's pissed at me or...
Well, what the hell are you doing besides cleaning? Yeah.
Do you like when she's mad at you secretly, so you kind of fuck up the cleaning? Like you leave like scuff marks on the floor. You leave like, the toilet.
Sometimes if she hasn't punished me in a while, yeah, I'll leave something for her to find.
Yeah. So it's like manipulative.
Whoops, forgot to leave this, this dish was left in the sink.
Yep.
That is so funny. So wait, so what else do you guys do? Do you do any other role play, or it's just the maid stuff?
Mostly just the maid stuff. We do some bondage stuff. Like if we get a chance, like I said, sometimes we'll do it later in the week. Like if we're alone, she'll go out with one of her friends. She'll leave me just like dressed up in a garter, stockings, my heels, bra, wig, makeup, and she'll like lock my chastity. We got like a little eye bolt in the floor. And she'll just leave me sitting there.
You've gotten a what?
We got an eye bolt that we put in the floor.
What is that?
Like it hooks you to the chastity?
Yeah, well, the padlock on my chastity, she'll put a little chain through it, and then she'll padlock it to the eye bolt on the floor.
What if you have to go pee-pee or poo-poo?
Then I just make a mess. So far, it hasn't happened.
And then do you have to clean up your own mess?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
How long do you stay in chastity for?
Or like what's the longest you have?
The longest I've been in there, well, not counting every 3 days she lets me out to wash and all that stuff. The longest I stayed in there was for about 4 months.
Oh my God.
And you can't pee in the chastity, or you can?
No, you can.
No, there's like a hole, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that shrink your wiener? Because there was this guy that wrote into us, or I think he wrote in.
Yeah, he did write in, and he said it like made his dick shrink from being in there
for like a year.
I think he just wanted to cover up being like a micro, though.
But he gave a before and after picture, and the before picture it was like a big wiener.
Dude, you could find shit online.
I know.
You know that.
Two different wieners.
In my experience, I went from the Vice regular to the Vice Mini during that time. And I can still put on the Mini, but if I start using it on a regular basis, I'll start getting that size back.
Well, if like, all right, it's like, I don't know. Like, obviously I'm a woman. Is your dick like a muscle? Because think about when your leg's in a cast and you, for like 6 months or whatever, you get the cast off, your leg is like half the size of the other one.
Yeah, because you're not working it out.
Right. So is that the same?
I don't think it like atrophies like it's... Yeah, I don't think it atrophies. I think it just gets used to not having the blood flow and extending it. It kind of sets itself to, okay, this is what I'm going to be now until, somebody starts
using it again.
Using it.
Does
And
she,
I do like the mini better because it looks better in panties and stuff, so less of a bulge.
does she peg you at all while you're doing this or no?
Yes, that's part of my reward. So I'll get
Oh.
pegged. I'll, take on the housewife role, and she's come home drunk 1 or 2 times and just, giving it to me. So
Are you like an actual female when you are in the maid costume? Like you want to be called she and stuff like that?
yeah, we go by Jenna. Like I said, my wife a lot of times, I'm just her servant. So like I said, it'll just be bitch or girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a servant girl.
Okay. Just wondering.
And another one of my rewards is like once a year we might go out to, I live in Wisconsin, so we'll go to Green Bay. There's a spot we go to, and then there's a gay club that has transgender nights on it or drag shows. And I get to go out as her wife during those nights. So that's when she treats me as her housewife.
Oh.
Okay.
And that's when you go out in public in like your like your women's clothes, like your lingerie, your heels, all that stuff.
Yep, I get a shopping weekend. We get a hotel, we go to the salon, and then we might hit up a few stores and buy some stuff, and just the whole weekend.
That actually sounds kind of fun.
Yep, I enjoy it.
So
And it's far enough away from home, and we don't know nobody, so
right, exactly.
who cares?
Until you see like your kid's teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, Mrs. Smith, nice to see you here.
So when you guys aren't role playing, do you ever have just regular sex, like missionary or like, her on top, whatever, doggy style, like regular, or is it always like kink type stuff?
Well, I mean, she kind of takes the lead. She's the more dominant personality, and even when we ain't role playing, I'm the more submissive. So yeah, we do have regular sex, but it's usually her saying, "Okay, we're gonna do this."
Fair enough. So, but well, obviously you like being the submissive, so
Yep.
works in your favor.
So,
All right. So was it always like kinky sex, or was it only when she just found out?
I've always wanted to do it before she found out, but we didn't start until she found out. I mean, I kind of more acted the more macho role, because I was into her. But once she found out, it was okay. I'm letting her take charge.
Was she shocked at all when she found out, or she was just like, okay, this
Yeah,
is
I
cool?
want to know how that conversation
Yeah,
went.
like what? She found the clothes, and then what happened?
Well, at first she was wondering if I was cheating on her,
Yeah,
which I
Normal.
wasn't.
yeah.
And
If I found clothes like that in my boyfriend's house, I'd be like, what the fuck and whose are these?
Yeah.
Like whose are these? Like I think that he had some chick over.
Yep. So I explained it to her. She made me dress up for her, and then she just kind of laughed. I actually thought, okay, shit, this is over. But no, she just wanted me to be more honest with it. The only thing that's really shocked her was I brought up cuckolding with her. Not that I want her to cuckold me, but I like the idea, the fantasy of it.
Okay, and she
So that
wouldn't be
that
into
kind of
that?
shocked her. No, she'll play along with it. As far as I know, she hasn't done it and changed her mind in the last couple of years. But
Well, you would know if she did it because isn't that when like you're watching and then hot wifing is when you're not watching? Am I wrong?
not necessarily.
Okay.
So, because like when we go out, like I was bringing up the club before, she'll go up, start talking to some guy, and then she'll call me over. She'll be rubbing his crotch a little bit, going, look at this, don't you, just kind of rubbing it in,
Yeah, like emasculating
Giving it
you
to
in
me?
a way.
yeah, so I mean, and yeah, I find that a super turn on, but we've never invited another guy back or nothing like that. Or like I said, with Miss April, she's married, and sometimes she says, well, maybe I should get, her husband to leave a little treat in my panties for you, or, because like I said, I like being gagged and,
Yeah.
With somebody
Yeah.
else's jizz.
yep. So, and yeah, that would be a huge turn on for me.
So let me ask you this, because I'm like, a psychology major. I'm like so into the psychology. Where do you think that this has stemmed from? Like you wanting to be emasculated or dress up as a maid. Has it always been a thing? Is it more recent?
Did you see something when you were younger that like triggered it? Like there was a guy that was into like the what was it, the feather, the tickling.
Yeah.
And he saw like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing back in the day, and that like triggered it in his brain when he was a kid. Where April was getting tickled with a feather. It was like tickle torture.
Well, I think a lot of it come from, I mean, I can't point to specific. Like I said, I've always liked cross-dressing. I don't know where that comes from. You know, I found my first pair of panties, which were actually when I was really young, one of my cousins, and I've loved it since. But I think basically looking for porn of it as it progressed, I got into femdom and, you know, the humiliation thing.
Yeah, that makes sense because a lot of people that we've had on here said that it started as one thing and then you just start going down the rabbit hole and it kind of just progresses like, oh, I want to try that. And then you like it and then you want to try something else and you like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, that makes sense.
Is your wife the first person that you've ever done this with?
Yes.
Okay.
I got lucky there.
Yeah, I think that's great that
for
she
real.
like supports you and stuff.
It depends on the woman. Some people would it, some people love it, some people don't care. You know, she sounds amazing.
Yep. So I couldn't ask for better. So
good, I'm glad. Because a lot of people are like ashamed of it. Like we had one sissy on here and he was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to like go in public.
Oh, his parents were super Catholic.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. And he grew up in a really Catholic household where it was like anti-gay, anti-anything like that. So it was ingrained in his brain that it was like a sin to do any of that stuff when you're raised in like that super Catholic household.
Well, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people I don't want to get, caught by. But I do like it, getting embarrassed. I mean, like when she takes me out or does something, to me, that just shows her power over me.
Right. And you like that.
Yep.
You guys are also in like a safe environment too when you're doing that. Like you're in a different town, you're in a gay trans club too when you guys do that. So it's also like a safe environment that is a little like risky.
Yep.
But also I feel like it's like if you're with your wife, you're much more comfortable. If you went out and like got a dominatrix that was doing that to you, I don't know. Like I feel like if you know the person, you're more comfortable and you're more willing to do, I guess, other things.
Yep.
Do you dress up only when you go to that one place, or if you like went to the Bahamas or you went to like Aruba or something like that, you would dress up there too?
If I could if we went somewhere like that, I'd dress up. A lot of our vacations, like I said, are with the kids, so I don't do nothing.
Oh,
yeah.
When he gets out, the plan is, and even my wife says she'd like more of it,
Would you guys ever swing or do the cuckolding thing, or your wife's not into that at all? She just wants it with you only?
Well, when we first started, she said she wanted it with me only. Okay. I mean, now the way she teases me, there's sometimes I don't know what she's doing. Would I want to sleep with another woman? No.
But if she wanted you to, would you? Like if your wife wanted you to sleep with another woman and she was like, I'm so
not with another woman. If my wife wanted me to, sleep with a guy, I might consider it. Because,
okay.
Yeah.
And you would be fine with her sleeping with another guy?
If that's what she wanted, yeah. I mean, at first, when I talked about it, it was, the jealousy and everything like that as we progressed. I trust her, and if that's what she decided she wanted to do to humiliate me, yeah, I'd be open to that.
So it would be only because of the humiliation stuff. It wouldn't be like she's going out and like cheating in secret or something like that. Obviously.
Yep.
All right. That's pretty cool that you guys are so open about everything.
Yeah, and like you just accept each other
for who they are.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
What else do you guys do? Anything with the sex stuff?
Like I said, when I'm in sissy mode, it's she pegs me. I give her blowjobs, or she might, we have this like gag, penis gag, where there's a little part that goes in my mouth and part that comes up. I'm blindfolded when she uses it, because when I'm in sissy mode, I'm not allowed to see her naked.
The whole time, when you're in sissy mode, you can't see her naked?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Because I'm not deserving of that. I'm not a real man.
What is this like? What is this like? Is it like a chin strap-on thing that you use? So you like go down on her?
It actually goes in my mouth. There's like a small dildo that comes out the end that goes into my mouth as a gag.
Okay.
And then there's a longer one that comes up. So she's actually riding it on top of my mouth.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I should get one of those for my boyfriend. Stay down.
So
I'll ride you, bitch.
She seems to like it.
I would probably like that.
Yeah, you would, Addie.
I know I would. I like toys.
And then, yeah, like I said, other than, when I'm in sissy mode, I'm not. Miss April gives me, like I said, the panties, the socks, and stuff like that. My wife, I'm not allowed to touch hers unless I'm washing them, because those, again, are for a real man, not a sissy maid. So.
And you can only touch your wife when she tells you to. Like, that's only your reward if you did a good job.
If I did a good job, then she'll peg me, or I still don't get to see her naked.
But what about like when you're not role playing?
Oh, when we're not role playing, yeah, then it's more just husband and wife. She
Okay.
initiates it, but
you can do whatever you want, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of cool that it's that it's only those days. You guys set up a schedule so you know when the role play is, you know when it ends, and then you could be like a normal couple, or not normal, but just like a regular couple, like husband and wife, the 6 days of the week, and then that one day is like designated to that.
Yep. And that's something we talked about. Like I said, once, we're kid free and everything, we'd like to do it more, 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah, I was going to ask you,
right now,
are you satisfied with just the one day, or, but
now, yeah, it's more than I ever thought I'd have,
True.
When I got into all of this, and we do want that, that connection, that husband and wife connection, not dom and submissive connection.
Right.
So, and I think that's good for our marriage.
Yeah, sleeping in a different bed is, like every single night is not good for a marriage. You want to be like in the same bed together as husband and wife.
Yep.
And now when you guys aren't role playing, like, is she more dominant in general? Like, she takes care of the bills, she takes the kids to school. Like, is it like that, or is it like even?
Well, I'll take the kids to school. I cook supper most nights. She handles the money.
Okay, so it's like even, give and take.
Yeah.
Normal stuff. Okay.
Does she make more money than you?
No.
Okay.
So.
Does she work?
She has more money than me because, like I said, she's in control of it. But
yeah.
She skims off of your money and puts it into her bank account.
Yeah. Well, actually, my money just gets sent to her bank account. So.
That's really funny.
Yep.
Like I said.
You need one of those, Alex.
And like I said, there some nights she'll be like, okay, I found a babysitter. Guess what you're doing?
Oh, okay. So she's
Sometimes
clearly very into this just as much as you are.
Yeah. Well, I think it for her, it's an excuse to go out with her friends and stuff like that. And,
and comes home to a clean house.
And peg you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think that's one of the reasons we decided on Mondays is that way we could, she could let laundry and everything go over the weekend and I'd take care of it on Monday. So
she's a genius.
She is pretty fucking genius. She's like, I'm going to capitalize on all of this. Clean house. I get to go out with my friends. No questions asked. Going.
And I don't know if she gets anything from Miss April when, she tells me, loans me out to clean over there. So maybe she's getting something off of that too. I have no idea.
Like money?
Like into women or?
Well, like money or.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a free maid service for Miss April.
Yep.
Miss April's getting you're getting the best, and you all are
I
actually.
know.
I don't know who's getting the better end out of any of this.
Miss April's like, I get my house clean for free, and all I got to do is piss on my underwear. And get my ass kissed.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions, Al?
Not right now, but I'll probably think of some later.
Do you have anything else, Jenna?
Not right now, but if you guys think of anything else, just let me know, and I'd be happy to call back in.
Well, thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this was so nice.
Yeah.
Especially because we haven't done this in a few weeks.
I know.
And I feel like this was like a great pickup to it.
We've been out of commission for a while. I even told you that when you were DMing us, we had this scheduled for like a few weeks ago, and then shit just hit the fan. So yeah. So now we're happy to have you on back as our welcoming back episode.
Yeah, this was amazing.
Well, I'm glad you guys are back. So
Yeah.
I was missing the podcast.
Yeah.
It'll launch on Monday, so you can tune in and hear it.
And hit us up anytime.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'll do that.
Thanks.
All right.
All
Have
right.
a great night.
Yep, you guys too.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So that was a nice intro back from our hiatus.
Nothing like a sissy fetish to start the week off.
That was like so interesting to me though, because I feel like a lot of people hide it, and the fact that he was like so open with the wife
Yeah.
and she was totally cool with it. It's like, that's why like always be open, because you never know.
You never know what's going to happen instead of hiding it. But then again, like some people would fucking flip out when they saw that. So
Right. True.
true. All right, guys. Well, we're glad to be back. We're going to start recording again for good. We had some big fucking changes.
Yeah.
I quit my job so I can actually start recording again.
Hallelujah.
I love how everybody was happy that I quit my fucking job.
That was like, I'm sorry, but that place was like a fucking like factory in a third world country.
It was just so many hours, like 14-hour days. You would ask to go home, you would get blasted. Like it just wasn't a healthy work environment, and there was no time for us to record.
And I mean, not only that, but it's like, for me, it's like my mental health and my free time and my time with my family, my friends, and or just even like reading on the fucking couch is so much more important to me than money.
Yeah.
And like to those people, they're just like soul suckers. Like they just want everything they can get from you. They don't give a fuck about if you have a wedding, if you have a funeral. They don't care. No. They just, well, who's going to cover you? Who's going to come in? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
I know.
That's not fucking, like, those people are, like, not good fucking people.
Yeah. I had no life outside of it. And we put some, days aside to record, but it just nothing ever worked out. Like, it just was not.
It was always, even when we weren't recording, it was like, oh, we're going to go to a comedy show, or we're going to go to a music thing, or whatever. I'm stuck for another hour and a half, and I'm stuck for another 3 hours, this and that. It's like, I get it because I worked with you, so I knew that side of the business.
Yeah, that's how Alex and I met. We worked together.
So I knew that side of the business, but it's like, in my head, it's like, it's not right. Like, people have lives, but they don't care.
Nope. So I got my life back finally. It took a lot of, I know. I love how everybody's like, I'm so happy you quit. Everybody's happy I quit. There was not one person that was like, what are you doing? People are like, good for you. I called you. I said, guess what? And you're like, you fucking quit your job. And you're like,
I was so happy.
God.
I was so happy. It's like, you could be a normal person now.
Yeah. So I feel like for me, the adjustment with the possible pay cut, but I don't know if it's going to be a pay cut.
Even if it is, like, what is, like, you're still making a lot more than other people, and you're going to be fine.
Even my boyfriend and I, we had, like, long talks, like, and I told him for months, I said, like, this job is not conducive for being a mom. And
no way.
It's not. And our lives are starting to form in that way. So I actually got pregnant back in June or July. I found out I got pregnant in June, but I found out I was pregnant in July. And, it's, being pregnant you're exhausted all the time. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do when the baby comes? And I was so excited to have it, but it's also like, I can't stay here. And unfortunately I lost the baby. That's what we were kind of talking about at the beginning of the episode, like disappointed, but not surprised is like taking this too fucking far. So, it's not around anymore, but this kind of really woke me up to giving me like, hey, you need to figure out a life where you can be a mom. Like you can start your family. You can, go on trips with your kids. You can be there for your kids. Cause I want a family. I want kids.
Right.
Alex hates gremlins.
I don't want that. But most people do.
Yeah. So 14-hour shifts are not conducive for family life. So.
No, not at all.
No.
That's not even normal. Like if you didn't have kids, that's not cool.
I know, I don't. And I'm tired all the fucking time. Literally, I've had off for the past 2 weeks. I went and saw my brother in New Orleans and I've just like slept. Like literally slept. I was exhausted all day. I've been waking up early. I've been going to the gym and then I've been coming home and like napping.
Yeah.
So, not to mention my boyfriend has had really bad stomach aches in the middle of the night lately. And his fucking farts keep waking
The joys of being in a relationship.
keep waking me up in my sleep. I was like, your fucking fart woke me up the other night. And he's like, I didn't even know I farted in my sleep. And I was like, well, you did, buddy.
When I knew somebody that was with somebody and they were like embarrassed to fart in front of them, like the guy was embarrassed to fart in front of her, and she was like, at night it would be like a fucking tuba playing, and I would say something in the morning and he would be like, I didn't do that, and she was like, I heard you, like it was
your
like a
farts
fucking
wake
like
me up.
the Carnegie Hall, like the tuba going off.
Boom, 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 boom. Wait, side note. This is like not funny, but it's so fucking funny. My poor boyfriend, if he ever knew that I talked about this on here, he would fucking
I hope he
kill
never
me.
listens because he's gonna hate me. Hate me.
So he gets like really bad tummy aches sometimes. And we're in New Orleans yesterday and we're like 2 hours from we are at lunch and we go to like this nice like fish place and it's, you get like the whole fish is on the table and they
Like bone in?
Yeah, bone in and we got oysters for an appetizer and we got like tuna and like all this really yummy stuff. So anyway, so when we were in the Bahamas back in March, like he was like, I don't know, I think I might be like allergic to oysters, but I'm going to try the oyster because another time he had an oyster and he had like
you think or you had an experience like you don't think that you're allergic, like you've either had an experience or you don't know. Like
so he had an experience, but he thought maybe it was a bad oyster. So we're in the Bahamas back in March. And he's like, I'm going to try oysters again, but I think I might be allergic to them. And I was like, okay, let's try them. So literally like 10 minutes later, he's like, my stomach feels like cement right now. And I was like, okay, sprints to the bathroom.
Was he sweating?
Sprints to the bathroom in the restaurant, comes out. He's like, doubled over in pain, like ruins the entire night. Like that's the one night that I'm like gonna put on lingerie and be sexy, and it's like, nope, shit breaks in the bathroom again the whole fucking night. And his stomach ache lasted like 5 days after that. Like something was not right. So then yesterday we're in New Orleans, and my brother and I are there, and we order oysters again, and he's like, I don't know, these might be risky.
like allergic. I think you have a fucking disease. Like do not eat seafood.
So he does it again. He eats oysters again.
Is he trying to impress you by eating that? Like, I'm so confused. Like, why would you want to put yourself through that torture? Are you trying to lose weight? Like, I don't get it.
So he eats the fucking oyster again. Within 10 minutes, he starts like sweating. He sprints to the bathroom in the restaurant. We get to the airport. We have to go on a fucking plane, and this guy's like, he got diarrhea spewing out of him. He comes back to the table, he's like, I'm pissing out of my ass, and I'm like, okay. And my brother's like, man, I'm so sorry. I'm like, he does it to himself. And I text
You were,
him.
oh my God, when you were texting me, I was driving. I was almost crashing off the road because I was crying, laughing.
Like, he does it to himself. I don't feel bad for him.
But I feel like you're a magnet for people that have IBS. Like, all the people you date have shitting issues.
Well, that one guy would just had like IBS all the time, and he would blow off our dates. And he's like, I'm in the bathroom.
Well, but you didn't know at the time. He would just cancel them, and then finally you like confronted him, and he was like, I have IBS.
Where my boyfriend, I just feel like he eats like fucking shit, and there's things like I think it is like an IBS thing or something.
Well, I know somebody, you know, too, that was dating somebody that was constantly blowing the fucking bathroom up. But it was because he ate like shit. And she was like, maybe if you ate healthier, like you wouldn't be shitting your pants off. And like he would always text her and be like, I can't stop shitting and this and that. And she'd be like, why are you telling me that? And then one time she went to meet up with him. His car smelled like pure farts.
Ew.
And it was like the dead of winter, and he has the AC blasting, and she's like, it's fucking freezing in here. And he's like, sorry, shut it off, rolls down the window. He's like, think there's anywhere I could pee around here? And she goes, I don't know, go out. They were at the train station. She's like, I don't know, go outside the car. And he was like, have to go number 2. So she's like, I don't know, like, try the pizza place on the corner. But it was like 9:00 at night. They were closing. He's like, can't go in there. And like he ran across the street to this ice cream place. And they were like, no, we don't have a bathroom and we're closed. So we went to the Asian restaurant, went in there, blew the fucking bathroom up, and was texting her like, I just blew the bathroom up in here and threw my underwear out in the garbage. So she's like texting me like, he just sharded his fucking underwear. And as I'm still marinating in the smell of this, because I can't roll down the windows because it's -9 degrees. Like, what the fuck? And like he thought nothing of it. Like
it was like normal.
Like what?
The fact, so my boyfriend's never shit his fucking pants that I know of.
Has he sharded though?
I don't think, not that I know of.
That's a good question.
It's just when he eats some things. Like if he was like, I just threw out my underwear, I'd be like, ew. Like that's fucking gross. So, I mean, it gets like worse.
But it's like, do that, but don't tell me.
Like if it happens, it happens.
Like I would never know if you threw your, because she was only seeing him before he had to go to work. So like she'd never know if he threw. They're not fucking. She never knew if he threw his underwear out in the garbage. So why did you feel the need to say that? Like that's bizarre. Like I don't get it.
So he's in the bathroom. He comes out. He's like, I'm pissing out of my ass. And I'm like, we have to hop on a fucking plane. And this guy is like, not okay. So we get to the airport.
Oh, God.
And that's what I'm texting you. I'm like, all right. So we get him like anti-diarrhea medicine. We get him Pepto-Bismol. He's get him
sending
Tums.
me the pictures of him like taking the shot. I'm like, cheers.
He's got like double fisting Pepto-Bismol, like Gatorade, goes to the bathroom again. He's like, then he sprints to the bathroom and he's like, I'm going to throw up. He's hurling, projectile vomiting in the airport bathroom, like
that's
oysters.
The worst. Like when you feel like
fish.
that and you're not home.
Yeah, and you're
like being home is bad enough, but like when you're like in a public area and you're like fucking 10,000 miles from your house.
We're in like Louisiana.
I would
about
die.
to hop on a fucking plane.
I would die.
So he's like, he comes back. He looks 10 times better, I gotta say, after he just puked. He was on his like hands and knees in the airport public bathroom, hugging the toilet bowl. I don't know. I'm like so sick over that whole thing. I was like, ew. Just, you know, I was like, did everybody heard you? And he goes, yeah, it was really loud.
Well, you can't help it at that point.
No, he didn't even give a fuck. And it's the airport. It's like, nobody gives a fuck what goes on at the airport. Anything goes. You know those memes where it's like drinking at 2 a.m. or 6 a.m. in an airport, you know, sleeping on the ground.
It's a lawless land.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it really is.
Nobody cares. So,
yeah.
So
it's like New York City.
He comes back. His eyes are not like bloodshot anymore. He looks so much better. But then the fucking idiot goes and gets Chick-fil-A chicken fingers French fries, and a soda.
See, now I don't feel bad.
I don't
like,
feel
are you
bad
dumb?
At all. And I'm just laughing my ass off at him. And I'm like, I texted you. I said, I'm the worst girlfriend ever because we're just like texting.
But you
each
didn't
other
tell me he
laughing.
got Chick-fil-A because then I would have been like, yo, you're a
Afterwards.
fucking idiot.
After he threw up, then he got Chick-fil-A because he goes, I have nothing inside me. He goes, I need food now. After
Yeah,
I
you're
just spent,
supposed to eat a piece of toast. Like, go to Chick-fil-A and get the bun. Like,
He didn't want the bun. He got everything but the bun. He just got grease. So that's how our plane ride went.
they have to crash land because there's a random smell coming from the passenger
I
area.
sent you. It's like the scene from Tommy Boy where the old lady comes out of the bathroom and David Spade goes, "Ay caramba."
I was dying. I'm like driving this whole time when you're sending this to me. I'm fucking crying. I'm like crashing off the road.
I kept on calling him shit break for the rest of the night.
He's probably so pissed.
But then the worst part is, this is gross, and anybody on here is like gonna judge me like, ew, who are you dating? And he's actually very tidy, but sometimes when you don't feel good, like it's just, I don't even know. So I go home, and we still don't live together. We're looking for a house right now, but the markets just fucking suck, so we can't find one. So I go back to my place, shower, go back to his place because he's got to be up super early this morning. So I like, you know, he had to be up at 5 o'clock this morning for work. And we didn't even land until like 10 or whatever it was, get home at like 11:30. I go home, shower, quick change, go back over his place. And so I said to him, I said, you showered, right? And he goes, no, I didn't have time. And I'm
What?
like, you were like sick and you were on the bathroom floor hurling and you didn't fucking shower? Tell me that's not so disgusting.
Dude, the second I step off a plane,
I have to shower.
The smell of a plane alone, and like in my brain, it's like, okay, this is recycled air. It smells like throw up to me every time I
Yeah.
step on a plane. The minute I get into my house, I have to immediately wash my hair, wash my body. My clothes go right in the fucking
laundry, yeah.
laundry. Like, there's no question.
Ugh. I was so grossed out. I was like, please don't touch me for the rest of the night. And I was like, and wash your sheets tomorrow. That's
Yeah,
gross.
I would freak.
That's gross.
And you're worse than I am with the OCD,
I'm
but I would
very
freak
OCD.
the fuck out.
yeah, listen, it's still his place. It's not our place yet. But if that were our place, you bet your ass those sheets would be changed. He wouldn't have the option to not shower. Like, get in the fucking shower. You're a guy.
He wouldn't even go in the door at your place. Like, let's be real. Unless you were like, drop your clothes and walk into the shower.
go hose off outside and then you can come in.
No, I'm like weird like that. Like, I need, like, everything needs to be clean. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody was unhygienic, like, I'm not saying he is.
He's so
I'm saying-
hygienic, but sometimes I guess when he gets sick, it's like
Well,
he just
when you
doesn't
don't
give a
feel
fuck.
good, I think you get like a little lazy and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, I'm so tired.
He
I
just
don't
went
feel
to
good. I just went to bed.
And I was like, ew.
I get that, but like we know people that are very unhygienic.
Yep.
It's like they just wake up in the morning, don't brush their fucking teeth or get home from work, don't fucking shower, don't like brush their teeth. I don't understand.
Can you imagine dating somebody that doesn't brush her teeth? My nail
I wouldn't.
her boyfriend, and she's still dating him, she calls him dumpster breath. And she made him go to the fucking dentist. He hadn't been to the dentist. So they're dating, and she goes, but we don't kiss. We don't kiss during sex because his breath is so bad.
My question is like, what?
Where are you staying with him
What
for?
in your brain is making you want to stay with somebody like that?
I don't
like.
know.
Are you that desperate?
No, she's not. That's the thing. I don't know.
So what is? Maybe he ejaculates money. Like,
Nope. He's like got a regular job.
so then why?
I don't know because he's good to her kids.
But okay, here's the thing.
There's gonna be somebody else without dumpster breath that's good to your kids.
Okay, yes, that, but also like, I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't, if I had kids, I wouldn't introduce them to somebody after I was dating them for a while and knew I was going to be serious.
They've been on and off for like 10 years.
Okay, but so did he randomly stop brushing his teeth in the middle of the relationship and she had already introduced the kids?
They didn't date each other for like 3 years and then they got back together and he had dumpster breath. Ew.
I don't know. That whole situation, I'm sorry. Like, no
So
offense.
she's like, I'm not going to make out with you. No, I tell her all the time. I said, what the fuck are you doing with him? He's got dumpster breath. Like, she calls him dumpster breath to me. That's his nickname.
But you're arbitrarily relaying this information to other people. Like, but you're dating him. Like, aren't you embarrassed? Like, yo, bro, if my boyfriend had really bad breath, I mean, I would tell you.
I wouldn't date
but
him.
I wouldn't tell the people, my clients.
I have been to her for a really long time, actually.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. Tell my
I'm
clients.
sorry. Like, I'm very close with a lot of my coworkers. There are some things I don't tell them. Like, my ex was in jail for a while. I didn't tell them that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's home. I'm like, you know.
Well, you
like,
don't want people at work to know certain things about your life.
But yeah, but like, even like,
You don't want them to judge.
but so somebody told me today that their husband just randomly for the past like 3 years decides to stop brushing their teeth.
No.
So I'm like, they're married to the person. And I'm like,
Ew. That's divorce.
I mean, she hates him. They don't really have a relationship. They have a kid together. She never wants to have a kid.
okay.
It ended up happening. She was on birth control, but it ended up happening. So now she's stuck with this kid and she's stuck with this guy. And he straight up told her, like, I'll make your life miserable if you leave me.
Holy fucking
She
shit.
makes a lot of money. She's the breadwinner. He does work, but it's nothing compared to what she brings in.
Yeah, but she would get custody of the kid because she's a woman.
Yeah. Well, she would, but it's like he would want her to pay him alimony.
That's so fucking disgusting.
And he told her that straight up, like, yo, if you ever left me, like, this ain't going to be easy for you.
Ew.
So she told me today, like, yeah, I'm just going to be unhappy the rest of my life. And I was like, well, it shouldn't be like that. Like, you deserve to be happy and this
Right.
and that. Like, the divorce, it's probably going to be a long, drawn-out process and, you know, whatever he's going to make you do. But, like, you do make good money and you could still provide. She's like, I'm not doing it. And then she was like, oh, yeah, and by the way, like, he just, like, stopped brushing his teeth.
Ew.
And I was like, wait, what? And I was like...
Ew.
Told me this whole thing about, like, and then she's like, yeah, and cavities are contagious, so I won't, like, go near him.
Wait, are cavities really contagious?
That's what she said.
I've
I don't
never
know.
heard that
I
in
don't
my
know. I
life.
have to Google that later. I was like, I have no idea.
I have to look that up.
But, like, even, like, okay, so besides that.
But if
like,
you're miserable with him, why are you kissing him? Like, I'm sorry.
No,
can't
she won't.
Okay,
Like,
I
they
can't
don't,
be intimate with somebody that I'm miserable with.
Me neither. I can't bring myself. Like, why?
No.
And she doesn't want to have another kid. And she, like, made him get a vasectomy.
Oh, God.
Because she was like, she didn't want the first one. Like she loves him now, but like, she's like, I never signed up to be a parent. I didn't want that. And he was on the same page. She's like, and then it accidentally happened and, you know, whatever. She's like, I love my son, but like, she's like, I don't love him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to go through all this shit. She's like, I don't want to co-parent with him because I know he'd be a nightmare. And so I'm just going to end up being miserable. I was like, so cheat.
Seriously, I don't condone cheating, but when shit like that happens, it's like, go for it.
She's not the type that would, though.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it like as a joke, because I don't like, I would never like say like cheat on somebody, but like, yo, if you're so miserable and you can't leave,
Go get a
but I
fucking
know,
sugar
I
daddy
know
or
she
somebody
wouldn't
else.
though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Whatever. It ain't our lives.
No.
All right, guys. Anyway, so we're going to close out. But before we close out,
Confession Corner. Okay, my girlfriend isn't a clean person. So we picked this one because kind of goes with what we were talking about.
My boyfriend's clean. He just is fucking IBS sometimes after oysters.
All right, well, let's give it a little leeway, all right? So here's the story. I've been with my new girlfriend for a little over 6 months now, and I recently moved into her apartment. Prior to this, I had never been to it. Red flag number one.
Wait, repeat. How long was he with her for?
6 months, and they're
Okay.
moving in. Okay, whatever.
But he's never been to her apartment
no,
before?
so that's why I'm saying like red flag.
Yeah.
It always seemed like she had an excuse as to why I couldn't go over. Red fucking flag, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, When I went over the first time, I knew why. The apartment was filthy, and not just a little. There was garbage on the floor, old
Ew.
bags from restaurants, old food in the sink, and smelled like something rotten. Since I've moved in, I've helped her clean, but she has an excuse as to why she can't help. Some days I won't do it, especially since I work 24-hour shifts. What job do you work? Okay.
What job works 24-hour shifts, buddy?
Like maybe like fire department, like you do 24s.
I
and
guess
you stay at
sleep
the
there.
firehouse.
But then
Yeah.
they only work like 3 days a week.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to do is come home exhausted and clean. But if I don't, in one day, it gets trashed again. I don't know what to do. And I keep hoping if I do, she might change. That doesn't make sense. But whatever. Bro, why would you want to be with somebody that's gross?
I don't get it.
That could be the most amazing person in the world, the richest person, the best pussy you've ever had.
But if their hygiene is bad and they don't fucking clean anything,
Even
no,
if
thank
they
you.
shower every day and stuff, but they're leaving like rotting food everywhere. Like,
Well, then at that point, if you love them and they're amazing, then you just have like, if you have enough money, you have a cleaning lady all the time.
but to me, there's something mentally wrong with you.
Yeah, you're right.
If you want to be like dirt, if you are comfortable living in filth and a stench coming out of your sink
no,
and
that's
shit,
fucking disgusting.
like there's something mentally wrong with you.
That's
so I would
bad.
have to think like, what's going on there?
right. That my OCD is so bad sometimes that is like huge for me.
Yeah, yours is worse than mine, and I would be freaking the fuck out.
Ew, if I went into somebody's apartment and it was just like shit all over the floor and like smelt bad.
But here's the thing, like you don't move in with somebody before you ever go to their place.
Never.
Like, how do you know they don't live in a fucking closet? Like, you've never been there. Like, what do you're agreeing to move in with, like, to somewhere you've never been, unless your situation is so fucking bad you don't care.
Right.
But, like, we don't know, obviously, but, like, to agree to move into with somebody that's a fucking disgusting dirtbag, I don't know.
Or at least like travel with each other before you move in with each other.
Right.
Because I feel like that's how you really know how somebody is, like the way they keep, you know, even like a hotel room.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, to me, that's different because, like, if they don't make the bed or they leave the room
we
service.
never make the bed in a
No,
hotel
but if they,
room.
like, leave the room service food, whatever.
Right.
Like, okay, fine, because you know the maid's going to come in and clean it up. Not saying
Right.
it's right, but, like.
I'm much messier in a hotel room than
Yeah,
I am in
but
my
if
home.
you're doing that at your fucking house, you got issues.
I can't. I clean my bathroom every single day.
I know.
Every single day. I do the sink handles and I do the toilet seat every single day. Vacuum twice a week, and I don't wear shoes in the place, don't have pets, don't have anything.
Yeah.
You
I have
know.
to do it every day because I have the fucking dogs.
You have the dogs. Alex has like 8 dogs right now and a cat.
Yeah.
What do you have? 3, 4, 5 dogs and a fucking cat.
And then my boyfriend has 3. So we have 8 dogs
God help
when he
us.
comes here, and then the cat. So yeah, I'm vacuuming and cleaning and Swiffering every single day.
That would make me
Cleaning the
insane.
countertop, cleaning the bowls, cleaning everything. Like, yeah, but I'm like, I don't know what this place would look like if I didn't do that. Plus, I have my cleaning people on top of that.
It will look like this bitch's girlfriend's place.
Yeah.
All right, guys, next confession. When I was a teen, I masturbated and accepted a package from the mailman without washing my hands. I was a teen. I don't remember exactly how old I was. There was a knock at the door, and I knew it was the mailman because my mom was expecting a package. Like, wait, what? Like, that alone, it's like the mailman comes every day.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway.
Maybe they meant like FedEx.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I panicked and didn't wash my hands. I've always washed my hands before, except for this time. I opened the door and he hands me his scanner so I can, and I did, and that was it. So I can and I did, and that was it. That's typo. Anyway, I don't remember if I shook his hand or not, but I felt so bad and still do. Did I technically sexual assault him? I thought I had put this behind me, but that question just popped into my head. I still feel guilty. I mean, like, honestly, guy, I feel like the mailman or the FedEx guy or whatever is like shaken worse hands before.
Yeah, and like I'm sure people jerk off at work all the time and then meet clients and
Ken
shake
in the
their hands. Like,
bathroom.
that's not sexual assault. Like, calm down.
Like our old employee.
Oh my God. ooh, after he jerked off,
And Alex would like hear him through the fucking wall.
they were paper thin, and he'd be like, and then he'd come out, and I'd have my head poked out the door of my office, and he'd be like, ooh, and then like smile and like walk away.
Ew.
And then one time we confronted him about it, and he's like, I'm pissing blood. What do you expect?
No,
and we were
he was
like,
jerking
what?
off in the bathroom.
Yeah, but he was saying he was like shitting and pissing blood, and that's why he was making those noises.
Ew.
Dude, that was noises of pleasure, not pain. I'm sorry. I know the
You
difference.
heard it firsthand.
You heard it too. I would call you. I'd like, you would be
Ken's
at your desk. I'd be like,
jerking off in the
Ken's jerking off, and you'd run.
That was so fucking disgusting. And then remember, he came back and he lost like 100 pounds, and he goes, cancer, best diet.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
Remember we made him wear the dog hat?
Yeah, and took pictures with him. He was a weird fuck. He's probably dead at this point.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Half the people at that place are. Chaz Bono, like all those people.
Oh, yeah. There was a guy, a manager that was young. He was only like 25, and he looked like Chaz Bono, and he was severely overweight, and I think he had a heart attack and died.
Yeah.
Dan Leeds died in his
the
attic.
Gilgo Beach serial
Yeah, the
killer
one that
died.
was like he literally came in one day, and he had like scratch marks all over his fucking neck, like blood on his shirt. Like he was clawed at, and he was weird.
And he was weird.
And he lived with his mom, and that was during the Gilgo time, and we're like, Dan Leeds is the Gilgo killer.
Yep.
And then he died.
I feel like more people died. I just can't think of them.
I don't even
Or
know.
went to jail. George.
Oh, yeah.
He was stealing from the customers.
He was, oh, yeah.
And we were like good friends with him.
Yeah, he was getting the customers to pay him or something for service loaners.
Yeah, he would say, "Oh, it has to be cash," and then he would keep the cash, and then like nothing would ever happen with their car. And
because then he like left the dealership.
Yeah,
and he would like lead them on or something like that, and then he quit. And
and
people were coming
Linda,
back.
the woman that like she would like relieve me and be the night person.
She was on so much fucking drugs. It's not even funny. When she would get her paycheck on Fridays, she would come in blasted off her fucking face on Saturdays.
But then she would ask me for like money. She's like, "Oh, I have to like get groceries for my kids and stuff. Like, can I borrow money?" And I'm like, I'm in like college. Like, no, like, what the hell? And then every day I would come in and they would be like, in the morning, they'd be like, the drawer is short. Figure out where these things are. And then I started figuring it out, like, because I'm not a fucking moron. I was like, all the ones that were paid for in cash, they add up to what's missing.
Right.
So clearly she's fucking taking it because
she
I'm
was
not.
the one at night. You were on during the day.
Yeah. And like she was counting the draw out at night saying it was even. And then I'd come in the morning, count and be like, it's off.
Yeah.
So who's doing it?
Her.
Yeah.
She went to jail probably or rehab, or she might be dead.
She might be dead.
I don't know. Rest in peace. All right, guys. Well, we are back officially. Follow us on Instagram, Disappointed But Not Surprised Pod. Follow us on TikTok and Twitter, Podcast DBNS. And we will see you guys next week.
Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised.